What up, everyone? Savage Charts here with another weekly update, November 23rd, 2025. A lot to talk about. Been pretty accurate with seeing what's going to go down. I'm not going to lie, we went down way further than I thought we would. I really thought like 86K would be the line, but regardless, we'll talk about everything, all the important details. We'll start with the 3-day. And before we actually get started, reminder, this stream is sponsored by Blowfin. Right there in the bottom left corner of the screen is a link. Sign up with that link. DM me on Twitter. Free access for life in the premium Savage Charts group. All right, let's get started. Again, another really aggressive move down. We talked about the 3-day cross. This 3-day cross, just so we know, so we can go for the future. And we talked about really the minimum was about 20%, fam. And then, you saw up to like 70% moves with the 3-day cross. That was a 28% move. So that was more than the minimum, 28%, but it was pretty clear. We're going to talk about where we are in history. This is such an important time frame. And of course, we're going to look at all angles, fam. This is really important. Just kind of, it's about making money. It's not really about whether the top is in. Are we going to bounce short term? Are we going to, are we going to keep dipping short term? Those are the more important things to me. But I do see like that was a pretty volatile move on the way down. We're going to probably get some volatility still until things cool down going into the yearly close. So I'm expecting the next 5 weeks to be really good trading conditions, which is really exciting. So let's get to it. All right, so we got the 21 EMA, the 50 MA, and the 200 MA. Okay, so that's the 21 exponential moving average, and the other one's the 50 and the 200 moving average. Exponential moving average tends to be a fast one. I use a lower time frame ones for that one, and then the 50 is a very common one used, and then the 200 is also a very common one used. More of a longer trend is the 200. The 50 is about middle, and the 21 EMA is a little bit faster, about mid to short term. Okay, so previous cycle we had a cross, took us down, we crossed past bullish, right? And then we crossed down, and as soon as we started making contact with the 200 MA on the 3-day is really what confirmed the bear market. And as you can see, what happens when you cross these and you have this aggressive move down, we're talking about the previous cycle now. What happens is that you get the 21 EMA and the 50 MA get spread out. Okay, so when they get spread out, as they're starting to spread out here, okay, we'll use the little drawing here. It's going to come down right here. This will come down right here. And then eventually we'll get close to crossing, and we'll either cross, which is bullish, or we'll continue down and never cross again, very similar to what we saw here. Once that 21 and 50 crossed down the 200 MA on the 3-day, 3-day being a bigger trend. 3-day and the weekly are kind of the 3-day, 5-day and the weekly are kind of the bigger trends. And then daily and lower are kind of more of a short-term trend. But when we're just talking about like long-term, what the next 6 months, what the next probably 6 weeks, I would be very surprised. Again, this takes a lot of time to reset these 21 EMA and 50 EMA on the 3-day. I'd be very surprised if we made an aggressive move to the highs. With that being said, we got 2 scenarios, okay, fam? And I'm okay with both. I'm okay with both scenarios. Now, we could have right here, we're just using this as an example. Please do not shoot the messenger. This is just an example, okay? We're going to take this fractal and we're going to write it. Maybe we have some type of bear flag, and then we go lower and lower. And, coming down here, sweeping these lows, and this would be a really good area. We have always, every cycle, basically except for that 2017 cycle, every cycle, we have broken the previous all-time high, okay? So last cycle, 20K, We went further than 20K. Obviously, that was like the FTX collapse that pushed us there. But we even went to like 19K. We had 18K before the FTX collapse. Actually, I think the first wick was 17 something, 17,800. So that easily possible to go below that previous all-time high. We'll just go ahead and put that box there. So could see something like this, right? Which work the 3-day back, give us a chance for a breakout up, maybe not, come back. Not saying it's gonna be some clean bear flag. Right? Another option is we just keep going. We keep going, we go down to this box, we kind of sweep these lows, and then in doing so, make some bullish divergence on RSI. And then we can kind of get ourselves a spring. And from there, we can assess. We can assess the economic conditions. We can assess the S&P, the NASDAQ, the rates, all that good stuff. I do think there's a lot to be said about May is really important. May of next year is really important. I do think I think regardless what happens now, President Trump will appoint somebody that's going to cut rates. Now, it's whether or not would they cut the rates a little too much or too late, because by then, I don't know the economic conditions by May, but the economic conditions get a little bit worse. But overall, you have to remind yourself that that's going to happen. And that, fam, could start getting priced in now. It could be bullish come March, April, the end of Q1. There's a lot of things we just got to keep watching. We're in really uncertain, there's a lot of uncertainty, but and more so because of the uncertainty, there is a lot of opportunity and volatility. So another thing I'm going to show you here, the 2-week here. Now, this is just kind of a 2-week zone on the RSI I'm looking at. I do think no matter what, if the RSI comes down here to 37.2, and I think it will, I think we have a chance to. We got to be a buyer here, right? Like this is the lows last time. This is the previous lows before that. So I think you just, at that point, you have to watch the 2-week. I mean, we're getting pretty close to going down there. So that's kind of how I see long term. Now, let's talk about the other chance here. Go here to the 3-day. The other thing that could happen, right? I'll use this fractal here. This is the 3-day, right? Get like something like this going. We did cross here bearish, kept the price much closer though to the cross. You see how we hovered under the 21 EMA? This price is so far away from that 21 EMA right now. We'd have to explode to above 100K for us to be looking something like this. So either way, those are the two kind of options play. Now I do think going into a Sunday here, fam. Now look at this, the 3-day. This is the 3-day closing. I think going into a Sunday here with this little pump, most of it's Sailor tweeting, "I never back down." There's going to be a Sailor buy tomorrow announced or some shit. And we could be in the chop. Again, we could easily be in something like this. If you're looking at levels, this is the level, 92K. So that would be a backside retest. I would take definitely any shorts, I think, in this area. Would look really, really good. That's kind of where I'm watching. but I don't think this low is personally in. I just don't see how this low is in. All right, let's go to Zcash. For now, holding the structure, right? Volatility. Okay. 3-day. Pretty ugly 3-day. Look at this. Expansion here on the volatility. Pretty ugly 3-day coming in on Zcash. I'd be surprised if this wasn't topped. With that 3-day, really ugly. Solana, yeah, not loving that 3-day either. Closing 2 hours, 44 seconds. These are very telling, fam. These are very telling. These are dead cat 3 days. That's all I gotta say. Bitcoin looks okay, but like, huh. Oh yeah, Ethereum. Look at that 3-day. Not even green. Give me a green candle. Again, Ethereum's got one of the cleaner charts. All right, look, here's the range. All right, give me the lows here. Clean this up. Give me the lows here. Retest 3,200. Yeah, 3 grand. 29 to 3,200. And then one more thing I should probably show. All right, and this is the other play, right? You can totally see this playing out. The head and shoulders. So could definitely take out 108. Love to see that. That'd be a great short opportunity. I don't expect like one straight move up, but maybe they end the year up there. Plenty of time. 1 month left. Year looks like shit right now, but yeah. Good, right? 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 We're good, right? $69K wants to be hit. Oh, this is another thing. The monthly 21 EMA. Look at this. We've never, every time we touch that, it's a bear market. Look at this. Got above it, blew past it. After a bull market, right? Every time we touch it, bear market. Touch it, bear market. Fire down here. Let's get back to shit coins. All right, so a lot of people been talking about Tell. So look at this. Tell actually has one of the better charts, fam. This monthly that closes here. Look at this. This is a monthly cross. All right. So if you want to see what a monthly cross does, right? See this monthly cross? Just a little itsy bitsy baby. I still think Tell has a great opportunity. We're gonna talk about Tell here a little bit more, but we're gonna use Tell's example to Zcash's example. Cross. Look at that cross. Closed above it. Okay. Closed above it. Close above it. All right. Also, daily trend, it's fine. Still bullish. Holding the 21 EMA. Above the 200 MA on the daily. The red line. A lot of flow here. A lot of flow up here, fam. All right, let's check the 2-day. Oh, just crossed. Great 2-day start. Just crossed right there. Check the 3-day. Ooh, that's what we're waiting on, fam. That 3-day cross come through. Telling you right now, this looks really, really good. You're just going to have to be patient on it. You're going to have to be patient on it. This is going to be a really good looking 3-day. You know what I'm saying? On tell. Let's check out BNB. BNB doesn't have that 3-day bear cross like Solana. But here's Solana just had it pushed down. Pretty ugly 3-day after this 3-day. I mean, we have some time here. We got 2.5 hours. 5-day on Solana is about to cross. Getting really tight with the 200 here. Right? Check out the weekly. This is a really good one. About to cross, and look at the 200 on the weekly. Not much time on this Solana chart. This is not the. That's what the 200. But like we already tapped it once. This crossover, I'm telling you right now, this weekly crosses over on Solana. Look at that weekly. How this weekly is not bullish on Solana. Oh my goodness. Definitely going to 100. A lot of shit looks like shit. All right, so with BNB still holding the 50, still has some space here. You know, look how tight they got here. Just trying to hold. Not bullish. I wouldn't say this is bullish. This isn't the greatest weekly. All right, Bitcoin weekly. Yep, more body than wick. People are gonna fall for that shit, dude. Look at all that body. They're definitely throwing another wick down. I'm telling you, they're gonna throw. Best thing they can do is dump it on Monday. That's the best thing they could do right here. This is such a fucking ugly candle. Oh my god. What an ugly. Look at that 2-week. Oh my god. All right. People were talking about Bitcash. So Bitcoin Cash. Shit coin, right? Looks okay on the 2-week. I wonder if we had some type of monthly cross. Let's try to work it back. I mean, this could pop off. Ah, that's it. Look at this. Price action above the 200 still. Like they saved it. This really want to get pushed down, but I think you take this on confirmation. We break out here. Could be the next shit coin that goes off. I mean, you want an alt season? Bitcoin Cash. Again, we could dump tomorrow. We'll have to see. Pretty sure it's going to cross bullish here after this daily close. A good hold here. Yeah, 3-day right here above the 50. Not the worst. It's just under that, you know, got to get over that 567. So I'll be watching that. Definitely think Tell is going to probably take off here. You got to be patient. I told you guys about Zcash and in the Discord, at least I was telling people about Zcash in the Discord at like 60. And that took like weeks to pop off, but it was just a buy and hold. Definitely didn't hold it up to the highs. I was happy with the 5x, but you know, if you got some of that trade, it's the same type of trade. Some of these, as long as the trend holds, you have no reason to give up on it, especially as a spot play. But anyways, I will go over the stock market real quick. We had the daily cross. Last time that happened was tariffs. Pretty big drop. Could be a baby drop here. you know, this was a for now it's a pretty healthy pullback. I think we could continue down, go down to 62, 6,300, retest that area. Be pretty happy with that. You get something like that going. On S&P, imagine where Bitcoin's going to go. All right? And then then continue its up only. Something like this. Anyways, fam, appreciate the love. If you like this, hit the like on the vid right there on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe as well to get all these weekly updates. Uh, I think being cautious here on Bitcoin it's where it's at. Got to get over 92K. Not interested in any spot right here just yet. I need more confirmation of a bottom. You know, say what you will, but it takes time to make a bottom. Look at this. It takes time. We got some heavy pressure coming down. We're not just gonna rip right up. See zero. I see a zero situation that happens. But yeah, show some love. Appreciate all you. I'll be back next week with another weekly update.